timber framing has been a building method that's been around for thousands of years. It's using a lot of times just going out into the woods, and the old timers would take their axes out, cut the trees down, and then they would square up timbers as best they could. And sometimes they would actually just use live edge braces or some round parts of trees as well. And they would use posts and beams, which don't get that confused with post and beam framing. And that's a lot of times used with metal fasteners. Timber framing is using posts and beams with mortise and tenon connections, followed by connecting that with wooden pegs or dowels to make a building complete. So post beams, top plates, rafters. It's just using large timber instead of 2x4s, 2x material. So when I was 17 years old, we grew up on a dairy farm, and I always liked building, and I always wondered. We had probably 3 or 4 timber frames on my parents' dairy farm, and they're beautiful frames. And they sky 30 feet to the ridge, and I was like, how did these old timers take a building like this and raise it up, put it all together, and how did everything fit? So it was just this curiosity of like, is this something that is still being done today? When I was a young guy, I was like, is anybody doing this anymore? And come to find out that there was a revival in 1975 or in the 70s. So like that started a revolution, I guess, in timber framing, where they're getting people more interested in it. And so I found out, hey, I can do this. I can find a class and learn the art of timber framing. And when I was 21 years old, I found a course in Connecticut, and it was very reasonable. It was the Northford Timber Framers. They're still doing it, but they lost their founder, George, he was a phenomenal man. And he taught me, and he spent some time with me personally, just showing me the art of timber framing. And it's just starting from the basics of it was a square rule timber frame class, so I could go on and on about timber framing, but he taught me the basics on it, and I was able to take those basic concepts, start with a small building, and then go sky's the limit from there. And this May, we're going to be raising a 40 wide by 75 foot long timber frame with some massive tie beams. The span of those are 40 feet. It has 2 center posts, but they're 10 inches wide by 16 inches in depth. And so they're massive timber. So it's just been a joy to be able to start from humble roots of a 17-year-old wanting to learn how did these buildings come together, to now having a career path in it and loving what I do every day, and being able to now teach this course and teach a course on timber framing it's kind of a full circle moment where I can now share my knowledge and experience in timber framing with others. And I've built a lot of other timber frames as well. It's just been a joy to do this.